Hello there guys, welcome back to iCove. I'm Oin.
I'm Harry.
Okay, today we're going to be having a little bit of a debate type opinion thing.
Yeah.
And today we'll be talking about black public figures.
Yeah.
Whether they get treated worse by the media than their white counterparts.
Counterparts.
Yeah. Starting off, we have Dwayne over here asking us the questions.
Alright,
That's the first topic.
So the first topic is Lewis Hamilton. Recently on Instagram, he posted Instagram live. He said something about his nephew who was wearing a dress. He called it's so sad that his nephew was wearing a dress. What do you guys think about that? Do you think?
I don't think there was any harm. I don't think there was any harm in what you said. I think the media are just using this to just target him. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If it was a white guy, I don't think the media would be as brutal as they were.
Yeah. Obviously, with me, I'm kind of on the edge with this. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with the video of him taking the piss out of the little kid saying boys are not meant to wear dresses. That's kind of sad. That's kind of that's bullying. That's cyberbullying to begin with. But to be fair, it's like. It was in a bantery way. We can tell it's a family banter type thing. But Lewis Hamilton, as a role model, we should know better than to say things negatively that could relate to the transgender community, and also I don't think he deserved the amount of backlash that he received for that. For example, let's say Rupert Everett.
That's it.
Yeah, he's a prominent public figure. He's even met the Queen. That's how big he is. He's been in a lot of big movies. When Caitlyn Jenner came out as transgender, and she was going through her whole journey, he was one of those people to outlandishly criticize her, and one of the comments, he said one of the most disgusting comments. He said,
"She's not a woman. She's a cross-dressing man."
Yeah, that's what he said. Like compared to what Hamilton said, and the negative publicity he received from the media, I don't feel as if he was treated fairly, and I think it had to do with his race.
Race, definitely.
Yeah, I feel Hamilton's one wasn't as bad because this is his nephew who's still. Gender is a boy.
Yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner transitioned to a woman, so by society she should have been called a woman, not being addressed as a cross-dressed man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So the media took something that was lighthearted and make it more serious than it should have been.
Because of his race.
We're not saying it's right for him to do that. It wasn't right because he came out looking bad. It did look quite bad. He did make up for it by taking him to Disneyland, and making him wear a dress.
But I feel that was forced.
Yeah, that was a bit too much for the cameras.
That was too forced.
But another thing that I feel as if black men get it way worse is when Genuine. Do you remember in Big Brother House?
Oh yeah, the transgender woman.
Yeah.
Coming to kiss him.
Yeah. So if you guys who don't know this, Genuine is a black artist. You might have heard his song. What's it called?
Pony.
Yeah, Pony.
He's basically an R&B artist for your parents that would.
Yeah, your parents would know Genuine. So anyway, they were having this conversation, and he said he wouldn't date a transgender woman.
That's it.
And the transgender woman went to kiss him or something like that.
So the transgender woman went to kiss him.
Yeah.
Sort of pushed back.
Yeah,
and she was like, "Oh, what's this for?"
Yeah, a lot of backlash in the media saying he's transphobic.
Transphobic, even though it's his personal choice.
Not only that, I feel. It's not only that it was a transgender woman. If it was just a normal woman that wasn't transgender, her alone leading into kissing without his permission, you can class that as a sexual assault.
Yeah, even if a man was trying to kiss a woman who doesn't want to be kissed, that's sexual assault. You can't then say backlash to the woman and say, well, okay, let me say I go to a girl and I'll say to her, you're racist because you don't want to kiss me because it's probably because I'm black. Nah, that does not make any sense. That was unwarranted. There was no need for that. That's a perfect example though of
that. Yeah, it's a perfect example of proper institutional racism from the media.
But I do want to say we are guilty. Most black people, I would say, for myself,
and Asians,
Africans, because most of us are led by religion, and our religions do not accept being transgender or same-sex relationships. So coming from that perspective, let's say to the Lewis Hamilton thing, I could understand why he would not want his nephew dressing like a girl if he were to be Christian. That's why I'm saying, like, most black people, from I know, they tend to be religious, and it's Christianity, and Christianity does not allow for that. So is it one of those things where you are criticizing someone for their beliefs, and to what extent should you be able to share your beliefs in front of people?
But I think the difference between him and Rupert Everett, Rupert Everett, there was a venom in that statement.
Yeah.
With that Lewis Hamilton, it was just joking about.
That is true.
So I think the media have just taken it to another word.
Alright, so you guys mentioned religion. So there was a statement made by Anthony Joshua in his interview, but this was back in 2011, but it recently resurfaced. He was asked, "Are you a strict dad?" And he had to say, "I don't think I'm a strict dad with Joseph, who's his son. I don't know why, but with my niece I'm strict. I think it's because she's older, but because also he's a boy. He's going to be a man's man, he's going to spread his wings, be Jack the lad, build his character. I'm sure there are things that I'll be strict about. But with my niece, there's none of that Jack the lad nonsense with her. My view is you have to be a good woman, respectful, one day you'll be someone's wife. You have to learn family morals, what it is to be a good woman." What do you guys feel about that
I
statement?
mean, I can understand where he's coming from, obviously because he's from an African household, and there's this whole, men.
Yeah, quite patriarchal. Yeah.
But
Terrible.
in the Western world, in this modern times, I think that was sort of misplaced.
Yeah, and I feel like it's quite bad as well coming from Anthony Joshua, because we see, this is one of the things as well that's bothering me about this whole thing. Why is it coming up now? Let's say this article is from GQ. And when did you say it's 2016?
2016.
Yeah, 2016. It was in GQ in 2016. People were more than aware about gender equality in those times. Why did it not become a big thing? Why did it just become a big thing now?
Because he's, if you think of boxing now,
at the peak of his career, why are they trying to bring that stuff back? I'm not agreeing with what he said, but don't get me wrong, I'm not agreeing with what he said. That was quite irresponsible of him. Anthony, you need to fix your stuff, my friend. Don't be saying things like that ever. But yeah, I feel as if it's another attempt for the media being too harsh on people of color. And trying to drag their personality. Because
I don't think that's his. I just think that's, I don't know. It's his personal belief in it, maybe. But I just feel because the thing was in 2016, so the media was sort of, because he's at the peak of his powers. Let's just use this a way of demeaning him in the media.
Alright, so last week, Wiley, who's a grime artist, considered the godfather of grime, the four founders of the grime genre in total, received an MBE, and also grime artist, whose name's Skepta, who's also seen as one of the forefathers of grime, also taken it to the mainstream light. He was in a photo shoot with GQ with Naomi Campbell, who's one of the first black female supermodels, and also one of the first supermodels ever. And Daily Mail had a headline saying, "Grime does play!" ! Drug dealer turned rapper receives MBE. And for Skepta, they said British rap violence and explicit the genre. When they said two faces of grime, what do you guys feel about that? Do you feel that they're kind of taking away the light that someone received one of the highest titles in the UK?
Yeah, that was quite disgusted by the article as well, to be honest with you. Firstly, why would they package those two things together? Wiley getting an MBE and that explicit picture of Naomi Campbell and Skepta. Not saying there's anything wrong with those explicit pictures. GQ is known for doing nudity in their cover pictures and their cover stories, so that's not really anything new for them to point it out blah blah blah.
Yeah, not only that, Skepta, he has a brand called Maine. He was just promoting his, because if you check the boxes that he was wearing, and I think what Naomi Campbell was wearing as well, it says Maine, and this is a brand that's in Selfridges, and as I said, it's owned by Skepta.
And he was in the Nike advert as well.
Yeah.
So.
And the other thing that bothers me as well, it's quite a positive thing to get an MBE. That's a high honor. It should be treated with respect, and they put a title saying.
They've worked hard. Wiley has worked hard. Wiley, he was from a working class area, the godfather of grime. The amount of, he's been through so much shit. So
for them to put a title such as "Grime Does Pay," that's such a negative connotation to what he's done. He did not get like it's trying to imply that he got to where he is by committing crime and selling drugs. What was the other one? Drug dealer turned rapper.
Drug dealer turned rapper, yeah.
That's quite disgusting. You're taking away from all the accolades he's reached up to now for him to earn the MBE and just turning it into another story about a black person who sells drug and makes music. But they forget there is a big business acumen to all of it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, guys, we don't have a lot of time left right now, so hit us up in the comments. I know this is a bit of a divisive topic. Yeah, it's quite controversial, and we would like to hear your opinions on it and maybe even expand it further. So just go in the comments and also
follow us on all the socials.
Yeah.
Twitter at media_IACOG, Instagram and Facebook.
Okay, and also don't forget to subscribe and like the videos. See you later, guys.